Hey everybody, Motorpoet here. Well, another week is in the books, another race in the books. The second 250 East round went off with the big boys at Arlington. And it was kind of a tumultuous weekend in both classes, especially in the 250 class. Cameron McAdoo went 2-3-1. It was a Triple Crown event, for those of you who don't know. He went 2-3-1 for the overall. Jeremy Martin went 9-2-3 for second. Jet Lawrence was 4-1-10. Mitchell Oldenburg went 5-6-5 for fourth, and Jordan Smith went 6-10-7 for fifth. So obviously a lot of inconsistency in the 250 class. Jet Lawrence and Austin Fortner had a terrible crash. Lawrence had just passed Fortner and clipped a tough block going off the finish line jump, and it knocked him across the track in front of Fortner. They both went down hard. And I haven't heard anything about Fortner's condition. I haven't researched it. I've been busy. But he looked like he was pretty banged up. And as far as my picks in the 250 class, I had Jet Lawrence, Pierce Brown, Jeremy Martin, and Cameron McAdoo. Cameron McAdoo and Jeremy Martin both got me first place points. Jet was a zero handicap, so he got me third place points. Pierce Brown, I guess he had a pretty big get-off in practice and qualifying, and he went 15-19-2. He looked really good in the last moto, but he didn't score me any points. He finished 12th overall, and I believe he was a 5 handicap, so he scored me a couple of points. But he's an all-star, so no double points. I hope Fortner's okay, because he was really looking good. He was looking really racy the last couple of weeks. And man, that guy has had some terrible luck so far in his career. Styles Robertson, the Bakersfield boy, finished 10th overall with a 8-8-12. Not bad considering that he's still just trying to get back into shape. And that's one of the reasons I didn't pick him for the Triple Crown, because I knew it was going to take a lot out of him. We'll see how he does next week, or this week I guess now, at Daytona. Styles is a motocross guy. Supercross, as it is with most rookies at this point, it wasn't a real supercross racer until he turned pro. In the 450 class, Tomac won with a 3-2-2. Anderson was 6-1-1 for second. Webb 1-4-4, getting a little more consistent now. Sexton 5-3-5 for fourth, and Malcolm Stewart 5-6-3 for fourth. And you can see that there wasn't a lot of consistency in that class either. Anderson and Stewart got together in the first moto, and Anderson took both of them down. I don't think it was dirty. It's hard racing. Anderson races that way, and Stewart was pretty animated at the end of the race, pointing at him and like, oh, I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you. But in the end, when they get to Daytona next week, I don't think Stewart's going to go after him. First of all, he doesn't appear to be that kind of a racer or a person. Who knows, though? But he knows what's at stake. He doesn't want to take himself out either, and he doesn't want to get put on probation. Justin Barsha, who is on probation, I can't remember who it was now, made a really rough pass on somebody. I can't remember who it was. But I thought, ooh, man, because I like Barsha, and I like his style, and I like, you've heard me say, I like banging bars. But anyway, as far as my picks went, I had Anderson, Muskin, Sexton, and Webb. And Anderson, Sexton, and Webb all got me first place points. And Muskin didn't have a good night. He ended up 14th with an 11th, an 11th, and a 22nd. He did not finish the third moto. I'm making good picks, but some of my guys are just having some really, really bad luck. And I shouldn't say luck. I don't know what was wrong with Muskin. He has been very steady over the last few weeks. It just wasn't the case this week. Daytona coming up. I don't think Marvin's going to be in the top 5 at Daytona. I just don't think he has it in him. That's a killer race. I'm not sure who I'm going to pick just yet in either class. Also, this week, the GP season kicked off in Great Britain, and I'm a big fan of the GPs. I'm a big fan of motocross and supercross anywhere it happens. The first thing about the MX2, the 250s in Europe, if you hadn't heard, the KTM rookie last year, who was the rookie of the year last year, Rene Hofer, was killed shortly after the season ended. He was caught in an avalanche while out skiing, and he did not survive, and that's just heart-wrenching. He was really fast. He had some great results last year. How sad. Anyway, to the British Grand Prix. The weather, it was cold there. Everybody's wearing coats, and it was windy, but it wasn't wet. It's usually the British GP, no matter what time of the year they hold it, is almost always a mess. It's either raining or has been raining. The track's usually not in very good condition, but that wasn't the case this year. And the skies were blue and the track was dry and provided some very, very good racing. The 250 first moto, first of all, the fast qualifier was Simon Langenfeller from Germany. He rides for Gas. And Moto 1, he came out, whole shot the race, and led the whole thing. Francis Tom Vial, who's everybody who was riding a KTM for Red Bull KTM last year is riding a Gas this year, and Vial was on his Gas and ran second through the whole race. The young Dutchman, Kaida Wolf, who had a great year last year and looked like he's, towards the end of the year, he was really strong. Looks like he's picking up right where he left off. He was in third place and was passed by Kevin Horgmo, the Norwegian rider. But something happened to Horgmo's bike or something. I couldn't tell. He came out of a corner and just looked like he wasn't going anywhere. And maybe he missed a gear. I don't know. The one thing I don't like about watching the GPs on CBS Sports is that they don't show the first moto. They just show the highlights. So it's kind of hard to stay up with what's going on, and you got to write all this stuff down. Anyway, Hormo's bike crapped out on him. He ended up coming back and finishing 6th or something like that. But then Jago Geerts passed De Wolf and then almost immediately fell down, and De Wolf ended up 3rd in the moto. Geerts fell back to 6th, but passed Rubini, the French rider, Stephen Rubini, on the last lap, and finished 3rd. Rubini finished 5th. And in the second moto, Langenfelder grabbed the whole shot again, but Vial passed him about halfway through the first lap and then went down a couple of corners later. And Geerts got by. Langenfelder got up, didn't forfeit the lead again. On the last lap, Vial was running. He had run both of them down. They were still pretty close together, Geerts and Langenfelder. And as he went around Geerts, he fell on the last lap and got up and was able to finish 3rd. Geerts finished 2nd, and Kaida Wolf went 3-5 for 4th overall, and Ron van de Moosdijk, who is another Dutchman, went 6-4 for 5th overall. In the 450 class, Spain's Jorge Prado, who's another guy that rode KTMs last year, was riding Gas this year, but he whole shot, I can't even remember how many races last year, most of them, and he whole shot both motos again Sunday. But in the first moto, he was quickly passed by Switzerland's Jeremy Seewer, who rides for Yamaha. Jeremy led the rest of the moto until 2 laps to go, and he went down. It was kind of a spoofy little thing. When 2 laps ago, he would have easily won the moto. Tim Geiger didn't get a very good start, but he ran everybody down and managed to pass Seewer. When he went down, Geiger won that moto. And Geiger is a Slovenian, and he rides for Honda, factory Honda. And finishing 3rd, Moto 1, was last year's MX2, which is their 250 class, was last year's MX2 champ, Maxime Renault from France. Looking really good on his on the 450 this year so far. Prado dropped all the way back to 4th, and the Austrian Jed Beaton finished 5th on his Kawasaki. In the second moto, Prado grabbed a whole shot, took off, and it looked like he was going to run away with the thing. Geiger came around the end of the first lap in 6th, but he started turning really fast lap times. Caught Prado with about 7 minutes left, but fell down, got up, and almost passed him again on the last lap, but couldn't quite pull it off. Prado finished first, followed by Geyser. Jeremy Sewer finished third. He looks really good this year. He kind of struggled last year. He's always fast, but he's really inconsistent. So we'll see how it works out this year. And Prado finished second overall with a 4-1. Sewer went 2-4 for third. Renault went 3-6 for fourth. And Dutchman Glenn Kolanoff finished fifth overall with a 10-3. So it's kind of inconsistent after the top four. Another thing, the Russian Grand Prix has been canceled. I'm not sure what Formula One is going to do. I haven't looked yet, but I'm curious to see if they're going to go ahead and run their Grand Prix this year. I hope not. But Russia has definitely been canceled. Next week, they'll be in Lombardia, Italy, which will also be the first round of the World Women's Championship, and I'll let you know how that goes. All right. Did you watch the races last week? Did you watch the GPs? What'd you think? Did your fantasy team do any good? Did your favorite riders do well? All right. Well, I don't have much else to say. Let me know in the comments below what's going on and what you think. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see you all later.